Hey y'all, Coach A here. I just wanted to hop on and talk about one of the problems that I see in high school and AAU basketball today. As you can see here, I have a whole bunch of highlights from Baller's life, and there are a whole bunch of highlights of kids that have the basketball in their hands, a whole bunch showing off different skill packages, dunk packages, things like that. We also have a few really high name examples, and Mikey Williams plays for Lake Norman. We also have Amari Bailey, who is extremely talented and athletic as well, here in this footage. And then to finish, of course, we have Paige Beckers, one of the best female basketball players in the world right now. Moving on over to the NBA, as you can see, we have top examples like LeBron James, back when he was in Cleveland, currently here when he's on the Lakers, of how he absolutely dominates the ball and dominates with his mere presence on the court. Another Laker great that we're going to look at is Kobe Bryant. Kobe dominated with the ball in his hands a whole bunch, similar to Michael Jordan, which makes sense because he played underneath Phil Jackson, who also coached Michael Jordan and the Bulls back in the 90s. Kobe dominated the ball for the most part until the latter part of his career, which we'll get into here in a second. He was an extremely fun player to watch. And of course, we cannot leave out Stephen Curry, the knockdown dead-eye shooter, one of the best in the world. He is another example of someone who dominates the ball and causes defenses major problems. Now that we have looked at players like LeBron, Kobe, and Steph, I want to move on to the main part of the video, which is the role players. Or, in some cases, those players that are simply on the court to do one thing. Up first, we have Mario Chalmers. Most of y'all probably never heard of him, but he averaged 9.8 points per game, 45.4% shooting on, and 4.9 assists on the championship Miami Heat when LeBron was down there. Following in his footsteps was Mike Miller, who averaged 4.8 points per game on 43.3% shooting, one of the best shooters LeBron has ever had as a teammate. Up next, we have Derek Fisher, who averaged 11.4 points per game on 41.2% shooting and 4.3 assists on the championship Lakers team in the early 2000s. And up next, we have Sasha Vujacic, who averaged 2.8 points per game on 40.2% shooting. He had a monster game during the playoffs back in 2010 that really helped propel them. And of course, how can we leave out Draymond Green? 14 points per game, 49% shooting, 9.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists during the championship run for the Golden State Warriors back in 2015. Also incredible on defense as well. He was pivotal in them winning championships. And then this year we have Juan Toscano Anderson averaging 5.4 points per game on 58.4% shooting, along with 4.2 rebounds. His efficiency, especially with those numbers, is really, really good. In limited playing time, he's averaging 58.4% from the field. So, what does all this mean? Simply put, just because you get more playing time does not mean that you will score more points. We as coaches, trainers, all of that, need to do a better job at encouraging our athletes to be a star in the role that they play. If your role is to knock down three-pointers, do that excellently. If your role is to stop people on defense, make sure that you do that to the very best of your ability. Remember, we don't need a whole bunch of Steph Currys. We need more Draymond Greens.